everybody, and welcome to my Hello November video. This has become a little bit of a tradition in the last 3 or 4 months where I just sit down at the beginning of the month and I chat with you about a topic that I'm thinking about or things that are going on. Today we're going to talk about why I hate YouTube. The thing I hate most about YouTube. But I'm going to organize some paper and share with you how I put all of my paper away. This is paper from the Scrapbook Expo, and it's also a really large paper pack I got from Joann's that needs to be pulled apart and put away. The first thing I'm doing is I'm just taking these clear bags. These are 12 by 12 clear bags. I'm cutting off the very top of it. They come with a flap that closes and reopens. I'm cutting that off, trimming that off because I don't keep them closed. And then this is all of the paper that I got from the Scrapbook Expo. I'm going to start with the Simple Stories packs, and then I'll do the photo play, and then I will do the big pack from Joann's. Now, I have some footage of my desk and how it looks. That's why I left that clip in there to remind me to show you this. It was crazy. I mean, I had my October daily. I had paper that needed to be put away, my Project Life album, my personal Project Life album. It was crazy. My son had been in here. He had his cereal bowl in here. Like, it was just crazy, and I needed to get all of this put away and stored. It had all been sitting there. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to use my really big trimmer. The trimmer I'm going to grab is my Carl trimmer, and it is a heavy duty trimmer. When I purchased the trimmer, it was, I think, around $50. This is how I used to cut all of my paper shares when I would do paper shares for Stampin' Up, because you can cut multiple pieces at one time. And before I jump into the topic of YouTube, I just want to share my setup here. So I'm going to take the paper, I flip the information page, the very first page, I flip it upside down, and then I cut off the branding strip at the top of the paper, and you can see this just slides back and forth, and you can cut all of those pieces. Now, Simple Story paper is really thick, and I can do the entire pack at one time. You just do it multiple times, and it will slice. It's a round blade, so it's a rotary trimmer. And then I slip that into the bag, and then I will cut the sticker sheet. And oftentimes I do that separate because depending on how the stickers are laid out, you have to either cut at the top or the bottom. And then I will flip that sticker sheet over into the back. And so the sticker sheet is sticking up. So when I pull the paper out, I see the front of it and everything that has in it, and then I can flip it over and see the sticker sheet. So that's what I'm going to continue to do with the paper. I'll do all of the Simple Story first, and then I'll do all of the photo play, and then I store all of that paper on my Calyx unit in the containers from the Container Store. I've shared many times that that's how I store my paper, and I will put those in the proper containers. So let's chat about YouTube here on YouTube. Here I am uploading a video to YouTube, and I'm going to explain to you the thing that I hate the most about YouTube right now. And I've been on YouTube, as just a little bit of a backstory, I've been on YouTube for many years, for probably 15 years. I started out on YouTube when it wasn't all that popular. It had only been out a couple years. We didn't have social media platforms. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have any of that. And my friend Wendy Cranford and I had gotten married and moved about 4 hours away, and we would scrapbook together, and we would do that on Skype, and we were on the Cricut form back with all of the original Cricut people, My Pink Stamper, Above Ruby Studios, all of those original people. We were all on the Cricut form together, and that is how we communicated and crafted together and shared together, and we loved our Cricut machine. And Wendy and I would send packages back and forth to each other with scrapbook goodies, and we would get on Skype and we would scrapbook for hours. And one day she was like, we should, do a YouTube channel together, or, have you seen like YouTube, or are you watching YouTube? And I actually wasn't. She was. And she said, we should do a YouTube channel and we should upload to it. And so I started the YouTube channel. I filmed on my little point and shoot camera that could only take like minute and 30-second videos. And it was just really this way, this space for us to connect with other people. We would see on, you know, the Cricut forum, we would see somebody say, well, how do you do this? Or how do you do that? And I would think, well, I know how to do that. I can like show you how to do that. And we both lived in spaces and very, you know, in the country and like where there wasn't people that were scrapbooking. Like you didn't find people that were doing that. And so it was this really amazing way to connect with other people. And we would see questions like, well, how do you do this? Or how do you do that? And we would think, well, we can, you know, show you how to do that, or we can teach you how to do that. And so that was really the heart of why we started our YouTube channel together. And I just wanted to create beautiful scrapbooking layouts, and I wanted to share it with other people. And the other thing that became really a fun thing is learning new techniques. I remember when I wanted to learn heat embossing and, you know, looking up a YouTube video or figuring out how to do that, or being on the Cricut forum. And I remember when people were using glossy accents and I was like, what is that? Like, or how do they make that shiny? Or I found out about stickles on the Cricut forum and was so intrigued by it. And it was just this space of like connecting with other people and learning this thing that I really loved doing. And so that is how my YouTube channel got started. And in the beginning, YouTube was much different than it is today. This affects not only if you are a creator, but if you are a consumer of YouTube, this affects you too. And I know that there's many of you that are just watching YouTube and you know, consuming all of the stuff that is as being shared. And this happened to me as a consumer just recently, which kind of is what sparked this struggle that I'm having with YouTube. I recently, one of the planner people that I follow, I thought, gosh, I haven't seen a video from her in such a long time. Like, is she still making videos? And I looked up her channel, and sure enough, she was making videos. YouTube just hadn't been showing them to me, so I had no idea. And so I was really bummed, and I thought, oh, I've missed a bunch of her videos. And so I caught up on her videos. And then I am subscribed to a gal. Her name is, she's my little journal here on YouTube. And I've been subscribed to her YouTube membership for, I don't know, three years now or so, simply because I don't like missing her stuff, her regular videos, or the stuff she's making for her members. I don't like missing it, and I find that being subscribed to her membership, at least I get notified when she does a video from YouTube. And so it's this way that I can like go and I'll be like, oh, she posted a member video, but then I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't seen her other videos either. So that's what sparked this whole thing, where I went and I looked and I saw she had uploaded a bunch of videos and I got caught up on it. And then I just started having this moment where I was like, this is such an issue with YouTube recently. And this is why I hate YouTube and the way that it has, I don't know, the space it is now, because you just don't see people's videos. And my videos used to get, you know, a couple thousand views on them. I've never been a big channel. I have over 17,000 subscribers, and even my YouTube subscriber count has certainly not grown as quickly recently. Here's Wendy. She texted me right in the middle of this video. She had made some homemade bread and she was getting ready to leave her house and she wanted to know if I wanted some. And so she was texting me. So there, little shout out to Wendy there. It sparked this moment where I was like, my subscriber count hasn't grown like it used to grow. It's hard to get that. And then it's hard to get views on my videos. My last October daily video had less than 200 views on it. And as a creator, if you're a creator, let me know in the comments below. If you're a creator seeing this and what your experience is, you know, am I just in some dark hole in the YouTube universe that I've just like fallen into, and like this is just me? Like it's only like I'm the problem. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Or is it a wider spread YouTube issue? Because as a creator, you put all of this time and effort into these videos, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying they take time to film it, to voice over it, to edit it. And I don't even do any fancy editing. You guys, I'm so simple with my videos. I don't do a bunch of different angles. I don't do a bunch of fancy editing cuts. You know, I keep it pretty simple because of the amount of work it is. But you put all this time and effort into a video and then it gets no views. And then you put up a video that you put zero effort into and you're like, I have to get this video up. And you put it up and then it gets a ton of videos. For instance, my why I left Stampin' Up, it went crazy. I had so many views on that. I never thought that that video would get that many views. I thought a couple hundred people, like my customers that were purchasing from me, will tune in. They'll want to know what's going on, but that's it. And instead, it went crazy and it got all of these comments. I wasn't trying to be, I wasn't, that was not what I was trying to do. I was just trying to like inform my community of what was happening. And so it's this very weird thing as a YouTube, like it's this very love-hate relationship with YouTube where it's like you can't figure it out. Like you can't, and it's like I do all of these, you know, they say you have to tag your videos. So you have to have your videos tagged properly. So I do all of that. They say you have to come up with all these creative titles. My last video for October Daily was like how I pick my photos for October Daily. And I talked about that. And it's like you have to have how to in the title, and you have to, you know, have like, oh, 3 amazing tips, or, you know, the most phenomenal thing you've ever seen. And I see other YouTubers doing this and I get it. I get why. But I'm so sorry I hit the cord to my video. But then that feels not real. You know, like when you do these, YouTube creators have this feature where you can have YouTube help you come up with a title for your video. And it feels fake. It feels like, oh, the most extraordinary scrapbooking paper organization tip you've ever seen. And it's like, right, like that's what's like gets you views, but it feels weird and fake because it's not the most extraordinary tip you've ever seen. I'm just sharing with you my thought or my process. The thing that I'm doing here is after I put all of the paper in these bags, I go in and I trim the very top of the clear bag so that it is flush with the paper, so that clear part isn't sticking up, so that it's not, when I organize it in the container on the shelf, it's not, everything's not all funky. I also can put a label on the clear bag if I need to. With the collection, you just have that information piece that is in the front. But like if I have a pack that is single sheets for simple stories, I will just use my label maker and I'll do simple or single sheets for simple stories. And then that way I know what it is. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'll dive into the next. I'm going to pull apart a stack and I'll talk to you about how I do that. It's a stack from Joann's, and I'm going to pull this apart and organize it. And I won't need my big trimmer for that. So it feels so fake to have these titles that are over the top, but it's like that's what's supposed to get your video clicked on. And so I'm just showing you that this paper is really thin. This is a pack from Joann's. It has 3 sheets of each page, paper of each design, but they're super thin. And then this has all different kinds of colors, and it is a floral themed set, but the colors are all over the place. So what I want to do is I want to pull apart and put all of the same style color together, and I want to break it up, because if I just left this pack together, flipping through this pack is going to be miserable to try to figure out what I want it for. And I will use this paper because it's so thin and it's not great quality. I will use this paper as filler. So if I'm working on something and I need, you know, a little floral to go with it or something, that's what I'll use it for. I will also, at the end, I'm going to show you that there's several sets that I consider for one little word. And I thought it would be fun if we guessed what I end up using for one little word. So I'm just going to go through and I'm putting all the same colors together. So you see there's a purple there. I'm going to pull out pieces that have purple, like this piece. I'm going to pull out those pieces and put them together, and I'm gonna have a purple set. I also only keep 2 of each sheet. So I don't need 3. There's a couple designs that I love so much that I will keep all 3, but I will pull out one sheet and put it in a pile. The pile up in the top right corner are the ones I'm getting rid of. I will donate that to my local elementary school. They love when I come in and have paper for them. And they just, they can use it. And then that way I will never use 3 sheets of the pattern paper unless it's a pattern I really love. Like that one, I really love it. So I'll keep that. So it's this really weird thing as a creator in trying to play by the rules of YouTube and tag your videos correctly and use titles. And, there's moments that the thumbnail situation, which I have to catch up on creating my thumbnails for my last few videos, but that's a whole process. I mean, it takes me a good 30 to 40 minutes to go in, create my thumbnail, make sure I have the proper photo, add all the text to it, because they say like, oh, that's how people pick to click on your video is your thumbnail. So with YouTube, you have all of these things that you're supposed to do. And then as a creator, you upload a video, you do all of the things, and then your video gets 150 views. And it feels devastating to have that happen. And I know other creators that are amazing creators that they don't even, they can't even hit the 100 view mark. They can't even get their videos out there. And they don't know what they're doing wrong, and they're doing all the same things, And so it's this love-hate relationship that I have with YouTube, and I'm just like, I don't know what the answer is. And I wanted to chat about this because it's discouraging. It is discouraging to continue to make videos and then them not get seen, and to know what to do or how to continue. And it's also discouraging when you have subscribers that say, I didn't even know you were creating videos. Like, I thought you stopped creating videos. YouTube isn't showing them to me. And, I've done some classes in the past. I've learned everything that I know about doing YouTube, about having a website, about having a membership. I've learned myself. I've just thought, oh, I want to do that. I used to look at My Pink Stamper back, 15 years ago. She had a blog, and she did it on, I think, like blogger.com or something. And I looked at her website, like her blog, and I thought, I want to do that. And when Wendy and I were first started our YouTube channel, I thought, oh, I want to have a blog. And so I just researched how to do it. I think that if I had gone a different direction in life, I would have been like a researcher. I love researching. I love learning about things and being like, okay, like, how do you do this website? How do you do YouTube? How does this matter? Why does it matter? What do you do? And I love the research part of it all. In fact, speaking of Wendy, sometimes she'll be like, call me and be like, well, how do you do this? Like, what, like, like you dig, like I can dig into a subject, and I just have so much fun learning about it. And so I've learned how to do all of this myself, and followed all of the things, and taken classes and watched videos. And still it feels like, you have to wait until you just hit the YouTube lottery and you get noticed, and that can be so discouraging. It can just be discouraging. And it's a space that I've really been in the last few months with YouTube, as I'm, as I left Stampin' Up! And I'm doing this on my own and not doing card making. And definitely my channel had a lot of card making for many years because that was my focus. And so transitioning back to memory keeping is like my YouTube channel itself is freaking out, because it's like, we don't know what you're doing. Like, we don't know where you're at. We don't know what you're doing. We don't know what you want from us. So it has been, a situation of like learning and figuring that out and having patience. And I just wanted to say, from a very like a personal space, a personal, like sharing personally, this is really difficult. And I don't know the answers. I'm not gonna, by the end of this video, I'm not gonna have any answers about it, but it is a space where I just want to be transparent about how discouraging it is. And I just was talking to another creator recently, and she called and said like, oh, how's your week going or whatever. And I said, I'm just discouraged. I'm just really discouraged. The last views on my last video, it just like cut like a knife to my heart of like, what am I doing? How do I do this? And she said, yeah, I'm struggling in the same way, and I don't know what the answer is either. And we just kind of had that moment where we were like, yeah, we don't know. we don't have any of the answers. And so I don't know, I thought that it's an interesting topic. It is. I enjoy hearing from other YouTubers about, when they're just facing, personal stuff. I enjoy hearing that. And so I hope that you don't mind my rant, as we're, the pretty scrapbook paper hopefully helps this, and you can just enjoy looking through the pretty paper as I, share. So I don't know, it is a struggle. I'm really, really having a love-hate relationship with YouTube, and there's days I wake up and I'm like, I love being able to do this. I love the freedom of having control of doing this, and I appreciate it so much. I don't take it for granted. And then there's moments where I'm like, why doesn't it make a difference? Like, why isn't my efforts making a difference? And what do I do? Like, how do I do this? So I don't know if you're a creator, or even if you're not, like, let me know your experience with YouTube, and how you've approached it. So this paper here, it's a really large stack from Joann's. It's the brand of it is Paper Lane, and I really love it, but you get like 140 sheets. You get a massive amount of it, and then you can see I've broken it down into color, and I just put what I feel like goes together. So if it's like this blue, teal, if it's the yellow, I really like the yellow set. There's a black and red set. And as you break up your paper to do this, you will find that you'll create easier. So I will know, like this black and red set, I will know when I pull that out, that's what I'm getting, right? Or the blue and pink, or the yellow. I really love the yellows in here, but when it's all mixed together, it's really hard to figure out and grab what you want to create, or grab how you're feeling, or your photos if you're trying to match photos to paper. If this was just in the big set, I would never ever use it. But you can see here that I have pulled out many, like, I don't know, there's like, what, 5 different sets there. And then that big chunk that I just showed is the paper that I will donate to my local elementary school. And then out of these sets right here, I did find a set that I want to use for one little word. Now, I've already picked my word for next year, so I know what it is. So it was a little bit easier to decide which set I wanted to use. And I based it on color. So there's like a blue yellow set there. There's like a seafoam pink yellow set, a red and black set, a purple and teal set. And then there's like a red, gold, pink kind of set. And I'm going to grab a few more clear bags because I was all out. If you are interested in where I get my clear bags, I get them on eBay from a wholesaler. They have a store, but I always find that their prices on eBay are a little bit cheaper. So I always go from their store to eBay. And I get them in like a lot. Like I get like 1,000 bags at a time. I have thought in the past about offering like, these bags in like sets of 10 or 15, because most people don't need 1,000 clear by clear 12 by 12 bags. If you're interested in that, if you're like, I would love to just have a handful of these, let me know. If there's enough interest, I can put something together. It's the same with my ATG gun refills. I purchase those at a wholesale price, but when I purchase them, I get a ton of them. Like I get 500 refills, and I order every couple years, and then I offer those ATG refills to my membership people for like $1 a piece. I offer them the wholesale price. So if they need like 5 refills instead of like 500, it becomes a little bit easier. But I could do the same thing with the bags. So I don't know, if you're interested, please let me know, because I feel like it's like something that is helpful, but not all people have access to. So I'll just grab some more of these clear bags, and then I will put these in the bags. And then because I've already picked my word, for one little word, I've been on the lookout for paper to use for my album next year, and I am going to pick one of these sets. When I was pulling all of this apart and grouping them together in color, I found one set that I really, really liked, and so I'm going to use that for One Little Word. One Little Word is a workshop that Ellie Edwards does. I've done it for many years. I love it. My word this year is rise, or arise, rise up. And I've really enjoyed that. I just got caught up with my album, my membership here on YouTube. My members that are a part of my YouTube membership saw my catch up for, I think September and October. And then I'll be setting up November here in the next couple days. And then just as a heads up, there's a post on my website that will detail what I am doing for this month for projects here on YouTube. I'm going to dive back into my family album, and I will have one video for you guys a week in the month of November, and then I will have one video a week for my members. I am working on some website stuff behind the scenes for my members, and I need to deal with that. And then Craftmas is coming. So this will be my 3rd year doing Craftmas, which is Monday through Friday. I post a crafty video all of December, and then I take the very last week of December off, and the very first week of January I am taking off. My kids are on winter break, and we'll be recovering from all of the holiday stuff. I like to take a little bit of time off right then. But I will be doing Craftmas this year, so I need to prepare for that, and I need a little bit of time. So I will have some Project Life videos up for you in November. I'll have one a week and then one membership video. And I am very much looking forward to getting back into Project Life. I've already done some catch up, and I've really been missing that project. And so I'm looking forward to getting back into it. And then I just put the paper away where it needs to go. I have a couple different places I keep it. Mostly I keep it on the Calyx shelf where I have all my other pattern paper. This was one sheet I got from the Scrapbook Expo just because it had these tags. I was going to make treats for the kids for Halloween, specifically for Kayla to take to her friends. The candy that I ordered 2 weeks ago never came. That'll teach me to order candy online. It still isn't here. It's the day after Halloween, and it still hasn't come. So we're going to have a ton of Starburst candy when it does come in. And I was cutting these tags apart, getting ready for that, and then I never ended up using them. So I'll just stick them away in my stash. So just as a way to wrap up this video, thank you guys for hanging out with me, listening to me chat about my love-hate relationship with YouTube. I appreciate it so much. And I will be back with my next video next week. It'll be on Tuesday. We'll jump into my Project Life album, and I will see you then. There are 2 other videos here on the screen you can check out. I invite you to like this video, and that will help YouTube be nice to me, because I'm desperate for YouTube to be nice to me. Desperately seeking YouTube right now. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you in my next video.